Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Dobson 777 Alpha here.
Oh, why does that happen? You ever notice get your teeth clean and your nose will start itching? Same thing if you haven't been talking. Because I've been here by myself with the dog. I talk to him a little bit. He comes over. I love the way dogs, when they want loving, they just come and get their loving. And so this morning he got a good head scratching and he's feeling really good right now. I was just out in the garden and pulled a whole bunch of yellow squash and zucchini. And I had to start taking some of my lettuce that was bolting and go give it to the chickens. Because again, I planted way too much and I can't eat as much as I planted. But it's like pretty inexpensive feed, gives the chickens a treat. So I want to talk about this morning inflation. We are now seeing just tremendous increase, and we have administration, governments. They just think they can always just print their way out because it's kind of worked up to this point. They get to do insider trading, so they're kind of protected from a lot of things. But I also worry about, people don't understand when we start moving into inflation like we are right now. And some of what I read last night in the report I did last night was people are waking up to the effects of inflation and they are off buying tangible assets hand over fist. So I want you to think about when you're off buying things, think about what you're buying, because the smart people, the really smart people who I follow and I mimic. In fact, I'm way out there and in front, like a lot of the really, really smart people. They made their play back, at least for real estate. The tangible asset for real estate was 2012 to 2016. That was the opportunity. It's too late now. Now people are panicking and they realize that their currency sitting on the side is going backwards. They're losing value, and so they're trying to buy anything they can. And the first thing they think about is real estate, and they're buying houses, they're buying raw land, they're buying, whatever they can get their hands on. That's it's like sight unseen. It is crazy. Now, what's going to happen? Eventually, that stuff's going to become unobtainium. And what's the next thing in line? The next thing in line, they're going to start seeing probably the precious metals and such. A lot of these people that are off playing in speculations on, like, there's one guy, he's part of the I forget what they call that crowd out there. They're buying things and driving up values of things that are not real. The valuations are ridiculous, like GameStop and AMC. Those stocks are $12 stocks and they're bid up to $350. They're trying to make a point, but it's kind of being foolish with your money.
All right, let's start with the GameStop. I keep saying GameStop. GameStop Corp stock. This is a year view chart, and you can see that this thing had been making like incremental progress. It was sitting about $4.60 way back here, August last year, and then it was working its way up to $16, and then all of a sudden we had the Reddit group decide to do something here. But I would argue there hadn't been any real improvements in this. This is just trying to screw up some other companies that are shorting this. But truthfully, what is the intrinsic value of this? They did not change any of the way they were doing business. They didn't make a super duper product, that people wanted to buy. And this thing is really just a $20 stock, but it's currently 10 times that value. I always try to tell you to buy something before something happens, to try to get ahead of it, do the contrarian investment such that something's been beaten down like 80% and then pick it up where you've got it on sale, like the rental real estate that I purchased for half price or less. That's the way you play the game. This is a faulty logic approach to go off. You can see what happened. They always talked about diamond hands and everything. There ain't no diamond hands here, man. When this got up here, people said profit, profit, profit. And then some more people got back in. Hey, that worked really good. Let me buy again. How many people bought up here and then lost it all the way to this point? Now they're going to sit here and try to wait till it gets back up to this. But every one of these are profit taking, where people are getting in profit, and you're being played the fool here, folks. So be real careful with this game. Buy intrinsic value. That's what you need to buy. So now let's look at AMC. Same thing. We look way back here, and you can see it was a $4.36 stock, and it actually dropped all the way down to about $2.38. And then all of a sudden, some people started buying in, and you can see it got up to $10, and it shot all the way up to 70. But shot up profit taking, shot up profit taking, shot way up profit taking. There is no diamond hands here. This is just you're being played for the fool. So think about all the people that you drug in there to tell them it's going to keep going. We're going to make this, $1,000, and they bought at 70, and they're sitting at 45 or less now. So this is not a smart game to play. There's nothing that AMC has done. I mean, think about it. People really aren't going out to the movies or anything yet. So what's there going to be here? What's the opportunity here? None. I don't see any opportunity except for people losing their life savings. There definitely aren't any diamond hands. That's a joke whenever you hear that term.
Food inflation is going to really cause the biggest problems in this country, and that's where you're going to see the biggest riots and everything else. And I've tried to mitigate that as much as possible with my garden. As you know, I spend an inordinate amount of time with the garden because, again, as food becomes more and more expensive, or in this case, it's going to become unobtainium because the people with the money up top are going to just siphon it off, and the people at the bottom just aren't going to get it. We talked about chicken wings over and over again. I mean, it's kind of like my once a week thing that I used to like to do with my friends. We'd go get some chicken wings at this place, and it's unobtainium right now. We talked about, the case used to be like $75 for wings, and now it's $150 if you can even get it. So right now the wing places are screwed unless you want like the chicken nugget type stuff, which I don't eat. I like stuff on the bone. The meat closest to the bone is the sweetest. That's the old saying. Now, I don't know if you realize we're being prepared, just like we were for the scamdemic. We're now being prepared for internet outages and ransomware attacks on a huge scale now. So they've been testing it by, like the Colonial Pipeline. And then we had, I forget what the other guy was, who was like the meat thing, but be prepared for this to be a global thing now. They're actually trying to, the scamdemic failed. So now they're going to go after the next thing. And they're just, again, I don't know what to say, folks. I keep telling you, if you're trying to get started now, it's better late than never. But, a couple years ago was really your opportunity. Now everything is getting so freaking expensive, and you're running out of time of just learning how to do this stuff. Man, I have learned a ton of stuff, and I've shared everything that I can think of with you of how to do all of this. So I don't know, you're going to have to, in fact, like 2 years ago, I said, pull money forward, do whatever you can to start doing this. Go buy land, forget about retirement now, because we're talking about survival. This is about survival, and you may have to prepare for multiple generations. Like I talked about, Joseph, the coat of many colors. He ended up being put in a position of great power, second only to Pharaoh in Egypt, and he was able to save his family, multiple generations of family, because of what God did for him. That may be your responsibility now. I've taken that upon myself to be the Joseph, coat of many colors, for my family and for generations, because that's where I think we're heading. I think this is all going to be about survival for generations. The things that they're doing intentionally, these people are flat out evil. They don't care. It's all about power to them. And the things they're trying to accomplish are things that you're going to need to, counter. And at the individual level, we can do this. And don't worry about roving gangs and stuff, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to be tough. You may have to, put some heads up on pikes that people that have trespassed in your area, and put them out at the front of the neighborhood to make an example of people that are going to be doing evil, because there's evil. We all know there's evil now. So be prepared to be really tough, and it's going to be justified. There's not going to be any law, people. So you're going to be the law. So be prepared to be tough and protect what you got, and just circle the wagons with like-minded people and be prepared to, plan to live in the 1800s, because that's what they're trying to take us down to. Just go back to the early 1800s, and life is going to be really sucky. I mean, I'm really happy that I got a house with a basement, because the thing that I hate the most is summertime, where it's so freaking hot. At least in a basement, it's cool down there. So I mean, it's a little humid, and so maybe the little bit of power that I can generate with solar panels and stuff, if they're in the CME or something else that takes out our all electronics, I can at least be comfortable in the summertime. And then the wood stoves, I got that covered. You got to focus on food, water, shelter, security, energy, barterability. If you got some chickens, you got eggs that you can barter for other things. And let me tell you something, all of a sudden, my chickens must have quit molting, because I'm getting 8 eggs a day. It's insane. I don't know what to do with this many eggs. I've been giving away like 36 eggs to each of my friends, because I sure as heck can't eat that many. I got to boil some more up, because it is convenient when they're already cooked to just go grab one as a snack. So I'm losing weight like crazy again. I just pulled out, I think I said at the beginning of this, yellow squash and zucchini. And when you're eating from the garden and you're not eating chips and sodas, drinking sodas and stuff like that, man, I'm just telling you, the weight just falls right off you. And of course, you're out working too, so you're not sitting behind a desk. So I also kind of highly recommend retirement. that helps you to do a lot of things that I'm trying to do, right? My chickens are doing great. The meat chickens are getting humongous. I only have probably 3 more weeks, and those are going to be processed. And that's about the time my next batch of chicks come in. My Rhode Island Red chicks that are now probably over a month old, maybe 6 weeks old or so, I finally have secured them to where they're not getting out. So they're growing like crazy. And my full-size chickens, the ones that are my egg layers, like I said, they all of a sudden have decided to start laying, and things are great. Yeah, it seems like there's periods of time, like in the spring and the fall, where chickens will just slow way down in lay gaining. And you'll notice feathers on the ground and everything, so they have to use all their energy for producing new feathers. And when all of a sudden that's done, man, the eggs just start coming. I just thought they were just getting old and need to be replaced. So I went and bought, as you know, 12 new hens. So that means in a few months I'll be processing my older hens to make room for these younger ones when they start laying. Anyways, I think that's it. I hope you are paying attention. I hope you're awake. I hope you know that they always forewarn what they're doing. And the next thing that's coming is like massive outage or ransomware or something that's trying to just make our life miserable. And they're going to be trying to get you to say, oh, please, government, fix this, make it better for us so you can give up more rights and everything. That's all they're doing. So just be prepared and, keep working towards the goal. Don't stop. Always move forward. That's a thing I always used to tell myself. We're always moving forward. Just keep going. Don't stop. You got to keep improving, keep learning, keep, shoring up your defenses for everything that you got. So that's it for now.
I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless. All right, go potty.
We gonna go bye-bye? Are we gonna go bye-bye? Here we go bye-bye. Yeah. We gonna go bye-bye? Yeah, all right. You going to get in the car? We're not quite ready. I'm almost ready. You almost ready? Okay. I tell you, you got to walk all around your property and pay attention to things, but I got tons of blackberries that are ready to be harvested, so I got to go get a little cup and fill these things up. I was just shocked when I walked down here and go, hey, what's that? So guess what? I got a little treat right now. Doug has a new toy. Doug has a new toy. Let me see it. You got a new toy? You're so happy? It's a little rabbit. Does that make you happy? Whoops. It's got a little wag going on, huh? Happy boy.